back, everyone. A flight from Minneapolis to Madison was delayed about an hour to get rid of some hitchhikers.
Yeah, no one gets on without a ticket, right? And that includes some birds. Arman Rahman tracked down one of the passengers on that flight who watched it all happen.
When you're sitting in the plane on the runway and your flight gets delayed, it can be easy to feel a little pigeonholed. But for some passengers headed to Madison over the Memorial Day weekend, that happened quite literally.
One person said, well, is this the sequel to Snakes on a Plane?
But instead of Samuel L. Jackson and snakes,
I've had it with these snakes on this plane.
Tom Caw had it with another animal.
I thought there can't be a pigeon on the plane.
Sure enough, it was on his Delta flight at Minneapolis International Airport Saturday. They had to go back to the gate to have the stowaway removed, but birds of a feather flock together. They got back out on the runway.
Someone said, there's another pigeon on the plane.
And what followed was a cinematic wild goose chase.
It was walking down the aisle, and then someone lunged for it, and it took flight, and it flew through the cabin to the front, turned around, flew back. The woman next to me was screaming. She didn't know what it was.
They had to circle back to the gate again.
Somebody on the plane said, just throw them out the window. And I said, ma'am, we can't open a window on this plane.
At that point, the flight attendant was hoping they could have killed two birds with one stone.
Attention all passengers, would you please check under your seats and in your carry-on bags to see if there are any other birds on this plane? And everyone laughed. But then she said, okay, it's funny, but seriously, please check.
It delayed the flight an hour, but Tom says everyone was in good spirits, well, except the pigeons.
I think they wanted snacks, but they didn't know that the flight from Minneapolis, St. Paul to Madison is so short there's no beverage or snack service, so the joke was on them.
Reporting in Madison, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.